Christine say it would be, it could be anybody from her team, or do we get a specific person from her team?
It will be a different person. She has one who kind of works in the field and one who works in the
Oh, okay,
office.
so what's,
So you-
what's going on?
You didn't interview that person?
I think number 16 on hers, names the other individual.
Okay.
I think she has 12 employees.
So interviewed one person and interviewed the person that's not gonna work here.
Is there a way that, I know we probably are needing this, right, but if you miss the meeting,
Yeah.
have them come. I know the link to the next meeting, is she here? Oh, is she? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Is that Christina?
I am.
Hi Christina, how are you?
Good. It's nice to meet you.
Thanks for coming. Christina, do you have anything like you wanna add? Like,
I outlined the contract, with all specifications, so if you have any specific questions, I'm happy to answer those.
would you mind just telling the public your background, you know, other townships you guys currently cover? Just some high level background,
I'm gonna stand.
if you don't mind, yeah.
I'm a level 3 assessor. I have 2 other level 3 assessors, underneath of me. We work for, the city of Luna Pier, the township of London, and Frenchtown Charter.
And they'll be in the office 2 days a week, right? Okay, so, well, Christina, nice to meet you. I'd say I don't sit in the office, but there's a lot of people that do, and, the goal is really to work well together. The expectation is to get back to your community as quickly as we can. So do you have any, I guess, and I didn't read this all in detail.
Yeah,
So-
outlined in the contract, we will check voicemails and emails daily, and we have a 24-hour expected response time unless physically impossible.
Okay, so 24-hour response time. That's similar to what we had before. Do you expect any challenges for being able to support our township, or? I'll go ahead and, make so you have a motion on the table, right? No, you don't?
I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay. No, I'll make the motion. I guess just to highlight, the biggest thing is we want the office to continue to run well, work together. If there's any issues, address them face to face with, your coworkers. And we just wanna make sure it's a smooth, positive environment. So that's hopefully.
We do as well.
Awesome, that's what we're looking for, so, I'll go ahead and make the motion to approve, the Christina Morris through Mitten Assessing LLC effective June 1st, 2026, for the total of the $85,000, $71.25 per month.
I'll support.
And that's through November 2020.
Yes.
There are adjustments to that, so.
2%.
There's a 2%.
Annual.
Motion by Kelly, supported by Mary Jo, to contract with Mitten Assessing beginning June 1st, 2026, and ending November 2029, at a yearly rate of $85,500, $1,125 per month. May I have a roll call, please?
Kyle,
Yes.
Mary Jo,
Yes.
Neil,
Yes.
Tina, yes, Kelly.
Yes.
Motion carried. Item number 6 under new business is the proposed health insurance broker change. I received an email from Jason Dodson, superintendent of our wastewater treatment plant, on Friday, May 22nd, 2026, requesting a change in our insurance provider due to township employees' interest in exploring options and support. Rick, you want to come up and give us a presentation?
Sure. If you look at the folder entitled Capnick, inside you will find our corporate brochure, and on the left side is basically just a presentation. You're welcome to follow along on that or just listen. I will be short and succinct, but hopefully answer all of your questions. But I'm Rick Karsten with Kapnick Insurance Group. I'm a vice president, client executive, specializing in small business, which is consistent with the township. With that, a little bit about Kapnick Insurance Group. Just as an idea, how many people, residents, have heard of Kapnick Insurance Group? Okay, probably a few fewer than I would have expected. Kapnick Insurance Group is a family-owned, third-generation company. Fourth generation is middle-aged and raising their families now and working at Kapnick. We're headquartered in Adrian, Michigan, with large offices in Troy as well as Ann Arbor. Of our 240 employees, 95% of them live in Southeast Michigan, and they're scattered across the communities in Southeast Michigan. We operate 45% of our business is employee benefits, which I am representing. Another 45% takes care of the business insurance side of the house, and about 10% personal lines from a brokerage standpoint. Jim and Mike Kapnick have taken us for the last 8 years. We've been a top 100 broker in the United States. That's out of over 33,000. So even though we're family owned, we have size and market share, if you will. While we operate worldwide, our bread and butter is right here in Southeast Michigan, where the majority of our residents reside. So plenty of experience, been in business since 1946, as a matter of fact. With that, core values that Jim and Mike drive home are integrity, respect, innovation, stewardship. What I want to point out is we stress family business because we're going to treat you as family, and we're going to make sure we provide you the best customer service that the market would expect. But we're large enough to be able to provide the value-added benefits that you would expect from a larger broker. The majority of brokers that are larger than Kapnick are all publicly traded and very, very large. So with that, if you look at our service team model, our service team consists of a client executive such as myself, an account executive and account manager. That's not all that works on your account, but those are the face of the organization, if you will. You always have people to contact. We respond within, we consider it 24 hours, but typically it's the same day. We have data analytics. When you're large enough and we can get medical claims data, our analytics team can go to work for you. We have worksite well-being. We do custom communications for your employees. Offer a full gamut of employee benefits if you want them. Certainly are very adept at what you're currently offering. We even do benefits administration. From an employee education and engagement standpoint, it's probably one of our best features. We will come out and provide live open enrollments for your employees every single year and talk about the benefits, how to utilize them, and more importantly, the value-added benefits, frankly, that come with the carrier that you're with, so that people know how to use them. So with that, we do provide online benefit administration systems if it's needed. Literally make videos that new employees can watch so they see the actual open enrollment and how the benefits work. So you can see custom communication examples. In your emails, I believe you probably received a link to a microsite that we prepared for you that talks about Kapnick as well as the township, and that frankly has a lot more information even than this presentation. We will provide flexible spending accounts if needed, COBRA administration if needed, and support those services. Interestingly enough, all of Kapnick's clients get Monroe for free. Monroe is the old Think HR, if you will. And what that means is for any more minor issues that come up, you have human resources counsel that you can communicate to get recommendations from. And it's not just Monroe, because Kapnick has about 3 different resources we use for those things. And if we get a complicated question, we'll send it to all 3 and see if the answers are the same. So we have a variety of details. And again, that's free and comes at no cost. The same thing with Kapnick services. The township doesn't pay us any fees. We are paid by the carrier in which we do business. And I can quote, Kapnick can quote every carrier in the state. And from a consultation standpoint, we know the best price plan with each of the carriers. So we're very adept at that. From a compliance solution standpoint, know, you're in the small group market, so you have leeway to do just about whatever you want in that area, as long as you're abiding by PA 152, which your staff is aware of. And then the last couple pages of the presentation are just informationals and items related to the small group insurance and what plans are available. I'm not gonna go through those from a public standpoint, but just wanted to introduce myself, and I certainly would like to work with the township and your staff in that regard. Any questions? I'm fairly local. I'm from Ida. I don't know if you consider that local or not, but I'm fairly close.
Close enough. Yeah.
Thank you for the presentation.
Yeah.
This is great.
So if you have any questions, I'll be here after. Feel free to talk to me. Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it.
What are we using right now?
I think most of the township employees are interested in changing insurance groups, just food support, shopping around for better benefits.
So there's no fee to,
I just wanna add, so we thought about switching anyway, cause the last contract we had, not only did the board, but also the union get bombarded, we were just gonna keep things status quo, and then our union came out and said, oh, hey, you can't take this insurance cause we're getting rid of it. So we had a month and a half, 2 months tops to find a broker, get insurance, get it all settled. So everybody, the board, the union employees, the elected officials, everyone got thrown in a whirlwind, and we were forced to just pick something and run with it. We got it squared away, everything was fine, and it has been, but now we actually have a broker who we can get a hold of, ask questions, and we're not looking to necessarily even change our benefits per se, just have options, just have him give us different options to save the township money at all costs, because he knows as well as any of us do, like, I think we have 10 people that take our insurance, right? Finding a company or a broker that will deal with such a small group is almost unheard of. They want 100 minimum, 1,000 minimum, and it's extremely difficult. So finding a good local broker is a benefit to everybody and could be cost saving to the township as well, if that is what, it entails in the future. So, and like Mary Jo said, us union employees and any other employees I've talked to are open to discussion of, either keeping things status quo or just looking at options in general. So, and always trying to keep costs at a minimum. So, just wanted to point that out.
And the idea is to move forward immediately, not wait for the contract.
Yes, yeah, because our contract isn't up until the end of this year, and we would like to have everything squared away well before the contract is, expired. So
When do you think that should be by?
I would truthfully like to start even discussing like after the 4th of July, after the holiday, just so we can have everything set. We're not rushing, we're not, hurry up and waiting. We can take our time, look at options, cost savings, etc., and do our due diligence and get what's best for the employees and the township as well. So I'd like to start earlier rather than later.
Do we, get a group together to do the negotiation? How does that work? To talk about it with a small group? Okay.
Yeah, and if your guys' choosing, usually it consists of, the clerk or treasurer, whoever, and then myself, along with our actual union steward from Local 324, and then we can just have some meetings and discuss options and or keep things status quo, so.
Well, thanks for telling us, Austin. That's information when we don't sit in the office and we don't deal with the insurance.
Yeah.
I'm not aware of it, so thank you for coming today, and thanks for bringing it to our attention. So I think we'll seriously look at that, right?
Yeah. When do you think the changes need to be made to move forward?
July 1 would be fine,
July 1?
or August 1 would be fine. It
Yeah.
just depends on how quick you want us to sit
Yeah,
down
absolutely.
and start going through stuff.
I would have just 2 notes, which, and maybe Austin's already addressed one of them, but I don't know if there's a contract that has a required notice of termination period for the current broker. So maybe looking at that, as well as whether the union contract requires union approval of the switch. I don't know if it does or not, but
The union really doesn't care as long as we're getting competent benefits to what our contract is agreed upon. Cause we don't deal with them directly for our insurance, considering we've been dealing with a outside broker. So as long as we're happy, our union's happy, and, same thing with you guys.
So you don't have to open the contract in order to make
No,
the change?
no, we do not, no.
And Carrie, there are times when there might be a 30-day or 45-day stated, but that's never enforced in our industry.
Okay, and I'm just not aware if there is one, so I would say whatever the
Understand.
board does, so long as it's subject to any required notice periods or approvals.
Yeah. And I can always double check and confirm with our rep, Brian, so I can get with him tomorrow and just clarify, make sure everything's on the up and up on our end, and we should be good, so.
And then with Capnick, is it an annual renewal, or we're with you guys for the life of the union contract? or how-
You're with Kevnick as long as you wanna be. You can leave at any time, same with your current broker. I'm sure that you're not paying them any fees either. It's kind of standard practice. So, hopefully you'll be with us for a good decade or so at least. And, I guess with that, open enrollment occurs every year
Yep.
that it comes up.
I think we gotta at least research who we're currently with, right?
We have to
The current contract?
It's the board's pleasure, you could look at that, bring it back to me, or you can make a motion that approves it, the change, following any required notices or approvals that has to be made. The board's pleasure, I think, either way.
I think it'd be good to bring it back to Nate.
Do some research first.
just see what brings a termination, period.
Table until the- okay.
I'd like to make a motion to, table the discussion on the insurance broker until next meeting, June 8th.
I'll second it.
Motion by Cal, supported by Neil, to approve, to postpone Capnick Insurance Group, to the June 8th, 2026 Township Board meeting. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, state nay. Motion carried. Item number 1, under Commissioner Reports, is the Supervisor's Report. We are currently working on the details of live streaming our meetings, and will hopefully be bringing back our best option to the next Township Board meeting. The Newport Library had a leak in their hot water heater, and they have not had hot water in about a week. I contacted Advanced Plumbing to replace the hot water heater, in the amount of $850, and that was replaced today. Item number 2 under Commissioner Reports is the clerk's prepaid bills through May 22nd, 2026. Does the board have questions or comments? I'll entertain a motion to receive and file.
I'll make a motion to receive and file.
Support.
Motion by Kelly, supported by Kyle, to receive and file the clerk's prepaid bills through May 22nd, 2026. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, state nay. Motion carried. Item number 3 under Commissioner Reports is the clerk's payment of bills through May 27th, 2026, in the amount of $27,971.69. Does the board have questions or comments? I'll entertain a motion to approve payment.
I'll make a motion for payment of the bills, May 27th, 2026.
Support.
Motion by Neil, supported by Kyle, to approve the payment of bills through May 27th, 2026, in the amount of $27,971.69. May I have a roll call, please?
Mary Jo,
Yes.
Gina, yes, Kelly,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Neil.
Yes.
Motion carried. Item number 4 under Commission and Reports is the new building committee report.
Yeah, we held our first bi-weekly meeting last Thursday with the architect as well as the contractor Soleil doing the building. Everything went great, we just did a walkthrough. They showed us some open items that they're working on wrapping up. I think I mentioned last time, frame's pretty much completed, rough electrical, rough plumbing. Biggest open item is fire suppression, and then the windows. For fire suppression, there's just some, I don't know what you call them, but the spouts that are pointing down, they gotta get those pointing up essentially, just due to ceiling height. And then windows, they ordered those a couple weeks ago, so we're still 2 to 3 weeks out until we'll get those windows and we'll start installing those. But as of right now, timeline's still looking good. We're hoping for late July that they wrap up, or August time, so that's it, thank you.
Neil, can I add, because I know we talked about it when we were
Yep.
here, so I just thought I would bring it up. We need to think about adding cement maybe along the front walkway where maybe one of the open gardens is right now, or where it's, there's some planting there, to put the drop box and the ballot box. They have to be secured to the ground, so we kind of look and just maybe consider it on the main walkway. Also, an idea was to have a drive up, but I don't know that that kind of works anywhere. I think it would be better to have it on that main aisleway.
You just have to have a camera looking at it, right?
Correct.
I guess maybe we should make sure that it's okay to have that if we place a camera looking in that area, that's doable. I'm sure it is anywhere, but
Oh, yeah, outside on the, I'm not sure what area you're.
it was basically
main-
the main
yes,
entrance
yeah.
facing Dixie.
I mean, that's what we do, that's what we have currently at the town.
Well, I mean, from the contractor, right, as long as we can put a camera up somewhere, that'll be facing that direction, that's easy to do, I guess. I'm sure it is, but,
Yeah,
I know you showed me that area, it seemed fine to me.
Yeah, Guardian Alarm would be prepared to move the current camera
Oh, okay,
to here.
okay,
So Guardian Alarm would have to do the actual camera.
okay.
That's gotta be done by when, Gina? August?
We only have like a 2-week window from the August, following the August election, that things can be moved.
We'll just say
If
board by.
there is, if it's not possible, then the clerk will have to remain at the current township office until after the November election. So I mean, I know there's kind of some pressing times, it could be confusing for people having the
Well, I mean,
clerk's office at the,
we have that budget, right, for a change request, and I'm sure Soleil could handle it, right? It's just laying a pad, I think, and the camera work,
right, but this is as long as the township is ready to move
yeah, time-wise, yeah.
time-wise, if nothing else gets held up, if we have that 2-week window.
So
We've already checked with the Bureau of Elections and,
regardless though, I mean, we could have a pad poured, let's
oh,
say
yes,
it's not ready.
yes.
That way it's
Because
already
if,
done.
yeah, if the township is ready to move here, the current drop box
Right,
could be moved here.
okay.
Then we can put the ballot box, the new ballot box that we have at the current township office. So we would have, I mean, ballots shouldn't be dropped off here, they should be dropped off at where the clerk is.
Right, right.
But I know it could be confusing, it would just be a drive for the clerk's office to the main building to pick up ballots. No, it's,
Yeah,
So that's
I
something we
just wanna
can
bring
ask.
that out here.
I think we try to do it if we can.
okay,
Yeah.
it's gotta happen, so, I think,
Yeah, I mean, I just want, the cement needs to
Right.
happen, no matter what, because the current drop box will need to be put there. So we need it big enough though, because we'll have 2 drop boxes. There will be one dedicated for ballots only, and then the one for utility bills or whatever else, you know, tax payments, those other things. The current drop box.
do you wanna just pick the area and send an email out to, Ray? Get it moving that way,
As
unless
long
you wanna
as-
bring it
yeah.
back to June 8th meeting and
We can do that.
everybody can look at it and say it's good or good.
Under board comments,
Yeah, just a few things, okay, couple things I'm excited about, and I think Mary Jo and the Parks and Rec Committee is excited about. We're starting to take a serious look at the park, looking at grants. I think a lot of the residents filled out a survey, I don't know how many, maybe a year or two ago, saying what you want, pass, splash pad, pickleball. So we are actively, we had a meeting last week, and actively working on those things and trying to find solutions of bringing more activities to the park, for people. So that's actively being worked on. We met with, and Mary Jo, the murals. We met with several artists that Kurt brought in. They were excellent. They had a lot of passion, and that was cool to see. And they wanna bring in nature scenes, and, as they talked, there's a lot of places where we could have these murals on blank walls that show the swans, show Swan Creek, and different things. And so we are looking at that and moving forward on a potential mural at the Lajeunesse Park. The other thing I'm excited about is the Newport Library golf outing. I think I mentioned it at the last meeting. Again, that's June 22nd. It's a ladies golf outing. And we still have a few open spots for the library. All the proceeds go to the library, and would love to have the support, or if any businesses want to sponsor. Again, all the proceeds go to the library, and we're adding things and activities for the little kids that do go there. So it's a great activity. And then beautification efforts. We've been talking about getting to Brandon Road. I think that should just probably happen this weekend. I know there's some vacations and things like that, but if anyone's interested in the community to help clean up Brandon Road, we'll probably put it out on Facebook, a time you can meet, and we'll get out there with trash bags right by the park, walk the road, see what we can get, and get that cleaned up. I think that's all I have. Thanks, Ranger.
Nothing major, I guess, if residents were wondering why they're tar and chipping, the roads that have been recently asphalted. I know, I talked to the road commission, they said that's the state's recommendation now to help preserve the asphalt, so. Seems counterintuitive, it makes sense though in a way, but, that's the reasoning behind it, in case you were wondering. I have nothing.
I have nothing additional.
Prior to public comments, I would like to make a statement on behalf of our board. Berlin Township has not received a formal application for a data center, or any application for a data center for that matter. We've had a few communications from a realtor and an attorney representing property on South Newport Road, gathering information on our zoning process and our draft data center ordinance. Our board is being as transparent as we can, but sharing our opinions on a data center at this stage would be improper and potentially detrimental to our township, as the township is bound to follow the lawful process established by the Zoning Enabling Act and the township zoning ordinance, as well as our master land use plan in considering zoning applications of any kind. We understand that our township residents elected us to represent them and want our transparency, and for us to assure you that we will protect our town. And we want you to know that is our goal. We want to assure you that during our term in office, we want our actions to make a positive impact for future generations. As a board representing our township, we've enacted a moratorium on data centers. We're in the process of creating a data center zoning ordinance amendment, adopted principles of governance for the board, and had our township attorney draft a conflict of interest opinion. We will continue in preparing our township by putting protective measures in place. On January 20th, 2026, our planning commission approved a subcommittee to initiate a draft data center zoning ordinance amendment to be submitted to the planning commission. They will be working to create the best ordinance specific to our township, and your participation and comments are the path for us to work together to create the best ordinance to protect our township. We are hoping you as residents will read our draft ordinance and give your constructive comments. We do understand Berlin Township has a unique conflict of interest situation, and you should and can expect the board members who meet this criteria to abstain from voting on any data center action which constitutes a conflict of interest when it's time. We know we were elected by the residents to serve and protect their interests. We are here to listen to you, the residents who elected us, and represent you for the good of our community. Please know, if you have a question, you can contact Mary Jo, the Township Supervisor, or any other board member at any time to discuss your concerns. The path to trust is transparency. Please know you will receive transparency from your board. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes. Please step up to the podium. It's not mandatory, but if you could please state your name prior to your comment, we would be grateful.
Good evening to the board, people of Berlin, people of Frenchtown, and beyond. My name is Kurt Smith, and I come before you all as a citizen of Berlin. The reason for my being here tonight, or every time I'm here for that matter, is because I genuinely love my community and the people within it. And I've always viewed it as something to nurture and protect. And that's why I must once again voice my very strong opposition to any data centers or industrialization within our community. And I can't help but feel as if our community in particular is really being tested right now. And so much feels uncertain, people are expectedly on edge, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't myself over all that is happening. However, I truly believe it's as they say, and it's always darkest before the dawn. And then our community will not only overcome this data center invasion that is taking place over our state, but truly come together and be stronger for it. And I know that the land at 7934 Newport South Road is being listed as a data center. There may not be an active developer yet, but there will be if the landowners won't change their minds. And I know you're not bad people, and as I've said before, you're likely caught between a rock and a hard place. Genuinely, it looks to me as if all the events leading up to this and currently taking place in this whole data center movement are a war on not only our farmers, but the people as well. And as an artist, I greatly feel the effects of the generative AI images that are already taking place. And now as an aspiring farmer, from a farming family, from a farming community, I not only greatly feel, but I can see the effects of industrialization on the land that can be used to help in countless other ways. And speaking of being from a farming community, I've spoken to several other citizens, as well as Mary Jo, about somehow, some way, maybe all of us could set up a farmer's market. I don't think we have that for Berlin. That'd be pretty cool. I'd like to have a hand in setting that up if that's possible. Let me know, I guess, who to talk to. But I just finally want to say that there are a lot of eyes watching what's going on here and what's happening within our township. And not just from the other townships, where friends of mine are desperately asking us for their help, for our help in their own fights. But by our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, and so on and so forth. Because as we all know here, that history is being written as we speak. And that the future generations are watching the actions and the decisions that you are making here today. And I hope that you all keep that in mind with anything you decide to do in this room, or in this building, or within this township. Thank you for your time, and I hope you all have a great rest of your evening.
I'm Lincoln Peters. I'm actually speaking of the data center. I have 3 quick questions. First of all, at last meeting, Debbie announced that Jim Geierman had made a donation. Was there any type of thank you or anything that's going to go out to him? Anything public or private or? It was quite a sizable donation.
Absolutely. Did that come? Did he? Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
I'd like
Yeah.
to make sure that
Very
he's
easy.
acknowledged for that. It
Received
was
that, yeah.
pretty sizable. And it was to the township, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken. Okay, the other thing, what is, without us being able to see the documents you're talking about here on the agenda, we don't really know what you're referring to. What is the Swan Boat Club lawsuit referring to?
It's a deposition that we received for the building official and myself to testify. There's a lawsuit between, remember the incident that happened at the Swan Boat Club? I think it was in 2023. Yeah.
Okay. Last question. The timeline regarding Debbie's resignation and when you were going to accept the cutoff for the new applications and the payroll cutoff timeline. will Karen be able to prepare the payroll and submit it to the bank on the eighth during that day, before the meeting on the eighth that evening, without Debbie being in office? Will she be able to do that so the bank can process it and get it available on the
Yes,
tenth?
Karen confirmed that she can do it.
You
Yeah,
can do that.
do it on Friday.
It had to be done on Friday.
Okay, so that timeline will be okay as far as that goes with that. Okay, I was concerned about that, because we wanna make sure everyone is being paid what they should be. Okay, that's all we've got. Thank you. This is not a cold and not contagious. It's asthma. Thank you.
My name is Ryan Matthew, and I live on Monroe Road. In this past week, I was harassed on Facebook. They stole our family picture and posted it, and wanted to know what relation we are to all these Nazarens. So the person did take the post down, and I didn't explain, but I want everybody here to know all of us Nazarenes are related. We came off the same boat, we came from all Saxe-Lorraine, we got off the same boat. So in some form, we are related. However, we are different Nazarenes than Neil and Kelly. I just wanna make that clear. Neil, are you the owner of LLC Nazarene Farms?
No, it's not a question answer.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I didn't realize that. Apparently it is.
Yep.
Third thing I want to.
Yes, he's
address-
confirmed it. He's confirmed the previous.
Thank you.
I've recused from
Thank you.
other votes.
Thank you, thank you. And Kelly is your sister, correct?
Yes, I am proud to be
Good.
a Mazarin sister, and I'm proud to be a Mazarin to all the Mazarins, and I do just wanna make this, and you know what, I don't wanna cut them off, but I will, I do have something to say. Go ahead, Lyle.
I do wanna commend Debbie Nazarene. Whenever I was in there, she was of the utmost kindness person she displayed. She was so helpful in everything she did, and I know the township, I miss her greatly. Third thing is, the Nazarenes, as far as I know, are all Catholic. I'm Catholic, and I'm proud of it, and I know a lot of people out here are not Catholic, and I'm proud to have you here too. But the Pope himself has said these data centers need to go. And the only thing I can say is there's certain people on this board, the trustees, and I think they should be recalled. That's my opinion. If you don't agree, you don't have to, but that's my opinion. Thank you.
Kelly, were you gonna respond?
I do just wanna quickly say, Lyle, thank you for pointing out, all the Mazarins are related. We've been here since the early 1800s, and many of them are farmers. We love this community, and I did just wanna say, we are all related.
We are.
We are all related, all
Yes, we
related.
are.
We all came off the boat together.
Exactly.
And, I think, what's that? Yes, yeah, and I'm proud to be a Mazarin, but I did just wanna say, we are different, right? There's Mazarins feed and grain, which we're not related to them, right?
They have
They're just
no
no
correlation with data
affiliate,
centers.
correct, yep, so I did wanna state that, I think it's been clarified many times on, this, channels and Facebook and all these different things, but.
It's nice to clarify here at the meeting.
Absolutely, but we are told to recuse and to, essentially stay out of it, right? So that's what we've done, is recuse, and that's following guidance from our lawyer. So, I've sat here and listened, and I'm listening to all of you, I just want you to know that. But, that's the reason why we're not supposed to respond, we follow guidance from the lawyer, but we are listening and we hear you, and the ordinance is being written, and I love that more people are coming to the meetings to learn about this. I think sometimes things online, can give some false and misinformation. So, I just wanted to state that, and Lyle, thank you for your comment.
Hi, my name's Amy. That's not why I was gonna come up here and address, and I'm not sure I still will. But anyway, so I did have a quick question. So the Dykema letters, so, I have an April 17th letter, but then you guys were referring to a Dykema letter that was dated May 11th. I see a Dykema letter that's dated May 12th. Is there another letter that was received in between, or was that just a error? I have the Dykema letter here, it's dated May 12th, where he's saying, "Dear Commissioners, I write on behalf of my client, Nazareth Farms LLC." I see that as being dated May 12th, so I just wondered if there was a May 11th letter.
Mine is the 11th.
But maybe I misspelled the date. You have one that's dated the 12th?
Yes, I do. So I just, well, you guys figure that out. I just happened to notice that discrepancy. And then I kinda wanted to chime in kinda what Linda was talking about. I know a lot of time residents will be like, what on earth are they talking about? So I wanted to backtrack to the, initial DTE cases. And I did put this on your Facebook page under, cause somebody, people ask, they're like, what is that kind of stuff, So, when you look at these cases, you have DTE case number U22046, DTE case number U22109, and then you have the Michigan Gas Utilities case number. So these items are on the agenda because the utilities are required by law to give public notice to the municipalities in their service area. So in the matter of the application of DTE Electric Company for authority to increase its rates, amend its rate schedules and rules governing the distribution and supply of electric energy, that is the MPSC, which is your Michigan Public Service Commission. That is the case U22046. So that is going on right now. DTE is wanting to increase its rates. When you look at 22019, DTE is in the matter, it's in an application for DTE for financing order approving the securitization, and I'll be honest, I'm not exactly sure. So, but I will say that these things are available, and they're available at LARA. It's the Michigan Public Service Commission. And again, those are, when you look at those U numbers, those are Michigan Public Service Commission docket numbers. So you can go to LARA and you can find all these filings and all the information that you want in regard to them. And then just quickly, the Michigan Gas, it is in the matter of the application for Michigan Gas Utilities to implement what they call a gas cost recovery plan. And it factors for a 12-month period from 2026 through 2027, and they're looking for related approvals. So I think I've probably exceeded my 3 minutes, so thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Moore. I live next door to the old offices that are going away. And the reason I bought that house, that property, was because of how peaceful that area is. You guys were neighbors, great neighbors, always real peaceful. I think I've always been a great neighbor, except for the last 7 months with my basement rebuild. Sorry about that. But do you guys know what you're planning on doing with the property? And if you don't, can you just keep in consideration that we love our peaceful road? I know everybody on that road loves how peaceful it is. Just, I don't know if you have any idea what you're gonna do with it, but I'd like it to remain quiet and peaceful. So, do you have any idea?
We don't have an idea yet. Probably, I think the residential one, but that's just on my mind, so.
All right, thank you.
Hi, my name is Jill Shenabar. I'm an SCH, just so we make sure that's clear. No relation to CHs. So, I just wanted to, again, applaud you guys for always being on top of what we're saying, and you guys are watching us, and I love that. But I want to tell you, I'm a proud Frenchtown Township resident. I am heading the coalition of recalling 3 of my board members at Frenchtown Township. I have Al Van Washenova, I have Sheila, and I have Julie. One's a treasurer, one's a trustee. I held 4 days of a petition recall. let me tell you, we got really good numbers. I had. I think I worked 12 hours in 2 days just to accomplish this, with others, there's many others that helped me on this. But in mine, I had 7 of Berlin Township residents come through and wanted to sign. I couldn't allow them, obviously. So that was okay. But I just wanna tell you, we're all watching. So this recall, we need like 2,000 and some odd, and I'm gonna tell you, you can do it in 60 days, and we're going to do it. So if you have any questions or comments afterwards, I am here to help you guys do whatever you need to do. Thank you.
You rock. You too, Jill. Recall.
Good evening, my name is Keith Rossi. I live in Berlin Township, present month. I don't know y'all. Y'all probably don't know me. I've lived in Berlin for 20 years. Karen, you're fantastic. We've obviously had some interactions. You're probably gonna get the position, and well-deserved, I'm sure. But kudos to those of you that voted no, to continue the idea of transparency, because that's what we're all here about, is transparency, right? There are several people on the board, that some of which have already decided to, resign, but there are several people on the board that have financial interest in a potential sale, right? So that's why we're all here. So the transparency is important, so thank you for that. The second thing I wanted to mention is that y'all have a very difficult decision, difficult road ahead, because if we did go the route of a recall petition, there's nothing to say that those individuals couldn't just sell anyways with no guilt. So that's something to consider. I've talked to several of you over the last several months in personal conversations, and that's a very valid point. So we may want to think about that. The third thing I wanted to mention was, Mary Jo, you have my application for trustee in your email. So, thank you.
Good evening, my name is David Elsenius. I'm a Frenchtown resident. I don't like coming to other communities and telling people how to run their townships, but when there's a data center with land, both in Berlin and Frenchtown, I'd like to say I think Frenchtown people get a voice in the room, and I encourage all the Berlin people to come to Frenchtown meetings because you deserve a voice there too. I want to thank Debbie Mazerin for resigning. She had a long-term conflict of interest and should have resigned a long time ago. But let's be clear on what this means. Debbie chose the profit of selling her land for the data center over serving her constituents. She could have pulled out of the deal. She could have publicly said that I pulled out of the deal. She didn't. She resigned. It is what it is. But there's one more board member up here that should also resign, and that's Neil Mazerin.
Yes.
Neil's company, Mazerin Farms, has had land for sale for data center development for months now. I keep hearing there's no deal, there's no prospective buyer. But why is Neil's company sending threatening letters from the law firm Dyke McGossick? We don't hire lawyers at $500 an hour if there's no deal. And you don't hire the same lawyer who sued Berlin Township and got that data center built. Neil, you have a fiduciary duty to your company and to your township. You can't represent the township when your company is threatening legal action against the township. It's time to get off the fence. Do your community a favor and either resign from Mazerin Farms or resign as trustee. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kim, I live in Frenchtown. actually brought this information to the planning commission, but wanted to give it to you as well. I verified some information on property, the two properties in question surround, Nazareth Farms LLC and Al Van Washenova's property. It's not about those properties, but the property it surrounds, which would be 8144 Newport South Road. I believe it's a trucking company that's there. I was put in touch with Christopher Mathewson. He's an environmental quality analyst with the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy, referred to it as EGLE, regarding the property located at 8144 Newport South Road in Berlin. It's a section 201 contaminated site that found heavy metals, arsenic, chromium, and selenium above the generic criteria of risk assessment. These metals were also detected in groundwater. Karst geology, prevalent in our area, has the potential to allow a direct exchange between surface water and groundwater. It can move quickly and can potentially spread contaminants farther than expected. That's a concern, whether it's a data center or some large industrial site. By rezoning and developing a data center around this contaminated property, there's a large chance of contaminant migration and would have to follow a strict due care section 20107A requirement, if it's allowed. It's justifiable to say the new use of the property is not compatible with the neighboring environment restrictions and poses a threat to the health of its residents if zoning changed and redeveloped. In fact, it may pose such a risk and will require further testing of both contaminants and specific geology. Our drinking water should be a primary concern, considering the many residents in the surrounding area that would be affected, and responsibility should trump the almighty dollar in this situation.
I just want to make sure I was gonna. Hi, my name is April. I'm in through Frenchtown as well. And I'm so thankful that we're seeing some great results through Frenchtown. How do I want to say this? My daughter lives in Columbus, Ohio. They have 136 data centers in Columbus. Okay, 136 in Columbus. Yes, Columbus is big, but not for 136 data centers. I will tell you, she loses electricity like it's going out of style for days. Food lost. Electricity went from $120 to $180 a month. They say that it doesn't affect your bills, but it does. We already lose so much electricity around here. I don't know about you guys, but I had to get a generator because it's crazy. It's going out like 9 times a day sometimes, and it's nuts. Now, I don't know much about your family as far as that goes, but what I will say, you have a right to do whatever you want with your property. It's your property. But when it comes to things like this, I think you really need to put your good conscience ahead of money, realizing like, hey, God's got my back. He's gonna do something amazing with this property, but I don't think a data center is it. I think it truly, I wish that my daughter was here to explain the struggles that they go through with and now there's like 200 and, let me think here, I think there was 205, but they're got like 51 of them that have already been accepted. So they're up to 250 data centers in Ohio. Now, my husband retired just recently, obviously because he wanted to, but he was working at the data center that was being built in Saline, and he could not have a good conscience of what was going on and what was to come. And he said, I'm a Christian, I cannot rightfully do this for a paycheck. but don't forget, the love of money is the root of all evil. Whatever, but there's just certain places and for these kind of things, and it's just not in our little tiny communities where we're all like just happy to have like a nice small electric bill. We don't need for our electricity to go to auction every June, so we have to buy our power, and we're getting limits of what's there. See, that's the thing that people don't understand. They think that, oh, the electricity's gonna go up just a little bit. Well, look, DTE's already charged us from 3 to 7 more, and now we got this application or whatever everyone's talking about. I'm like, listen, it will go up. Your community will suffer. You better get a generator, because it will happen. And on top of it, your property taxes. So what happens is, no offense, but these data centers get huge tax breaks for like 30 years. Okay? And here's what happens. I'm gonna tell you what happened to my daughter. Columbus is already expensive to live in. Okay? She was looking at buying a new house. But what happens is the data center that gets in that year, they get a 30-year break. Whatever they don't pay, okay, or what it was paying, whatever they get their break for, they divide that amongst the homes in the community. And she's like, huh, I wonder why my property taxes went up $3,000.
Oh my God. Yes.
That's ridiculous. And it's just gonna keep going. It's just gonna keep jumping. And that's not fair, because they get breaks and we don't. That's all I got.
Hi, my name is Lucy, and I just moved into Newport Creek 3 years ago. My husband passed away, and I could not keep the 5 acres in South Rockwood that I had. Now, I thought moving into Newport Creek was heaven for me. The neighborhood is wonderful. My neighbors are like my guardian angels. But my guardian angels supposedly were going to expand to other communities. I would like to address the Massillon and Bay Washenoma families that are giving up the farmland to destroy our land. I moved into this country and into this county because I love to farm, I love to can. I brought produce, things that everybody in my neighborhood, we shop Nazareth Farm products. We shop everything produced by Nazareth and Washenoma. We supported these families for all these years, 4 generations, maybe longer, farming in this community. We supported them. Where's our support? Do we not get any support? We get a slap in the face. That's not fair, that's not right. This is our community, this is your community. Would you like to raise your kids at Niedermeyer School? I don't think, I'm glad my grandkids don't live here. Of course, it's not any better, they live in Milan, which is having the same problem. My daughter lives in Ypsilanti. They're having the same problem in Saline. Come on now, people, there's vacant land in Detroit. There's vacant land in many places that are not next to a great school, that are not in the middle of a peaceful community, that are not in the middle of an ecological, beautiful area. You want to paint the Swan Creeks in the park. That may be the only swans we get to see in like to go fishing. My grandson takes my 2 great-grandchildren. They love to go down to the lakefront from Milan. They drive out to the lakefront every weekend so the little guys can go out there and catch their big fishes. They're not going to be able to do that when they have kids. The water's already polluted with PFAS and every other thing that you put into it.
My husband worked at the plant. I know what chemistry does to things. My brother worked at BASF in Wyandotte. Ask me what he done. This is ridiculous. I think, number one, the Pope has the right idea. This AI crap, and that's what I call it, has gone too far. When I can walk into a room and see everybody at this table as an AI. Where are you gonna go?
I think you gotta turn that around. There you go.
Hi folks, my name is Dave Pineski. I actually live in Eagle Point. And the property that's being considered for sale for a data center is right next door to us. This would plummet our property values.
Yeah.
It would absolutely cause your tax base, I would feel, this tax base in Berlin Township to drop significantly. I know the residents, they're building a couple of houses. One house is almost $900,000. Do you think those residents that are buying those homes really want to be within a quarter mile of a data center? So I really, I would stress to you that not also, but the impacts from the environment. Our little ponds that we have, we get egrets, we get swans, we get blue herons, there's fish in the ponds. That would all disappear. It would all disappear. It's you know, I would strongly suggest maybe considering some other alternative for the property. Maybe it is a community park that it's turned into, because if you think about the property, it's completely surrounded by communities. It would be so devastating to every single person here. And I'm serious. I mean, as far as the property values, no, there's people move here because they want to be here, because it's quiet, it's beautiful. You know, you're 7 minutes away from Lake Erie. You know, it's just, we can make this a better alternative. Maybe it's something that we sell the property that's over there where the playgrounds and stuff like that, and buy your property and use it as the community base, a center, it's a park, you know, and then this way we're not gonna jeopardize everything that we have. And just wanted to say that. I just hope you make the right decision. Maybe reconsider, you know, the property. Maybe the residents would love to buy it and turn it into a park. Yes. So that's all I can say.
I wanted to add something if I could. The bald eagle was almost extinct.
Yes.
And it's bad, and they're all over.
And that's our national bird.
Exactly. Now, if you consider the osprey, that bird has never been seen around here in years, and there's nests all over of the osprey, okay? They leave here and they go to Cuba, and they come back. It's amazing how everything is just growing, coming back to life. You don't want to destroy that. And think of the water that it's gonna suck out of the lake. A lot.
And they're gonna tell you that it's not, but I'm telling you, my husband worked at that. He did all the stuff behind the scenes. He knows what it's gonna take. And that's why I'm here. Because you guys you have no idea. You have no idea the things that are gonna come with it. It's terrible. It's terrible for your community.
And the electric bills will go
No,
up, there's
it
no
will.
doubt about it.
And I don't know about you guys, but you know, there's a lot of people here that just, you know, they're just barely making it.
Yeah.
You know, they are. And I agree with you. It's not even just the nature, it's just what's really truly the things that you cannot see. Trust me, you cannot, you just wouldn't believe it.
Exactly. And the Pope, he had a good stance, they need to go.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a Catholic, and there's a lot of non-Catholics, a lot are in Berlin Township. But I can't leave a church knowing, and I don't idolize the Pope, I idolize Jesus Christ as my Savior. But when the Pope's recommendation is these data centers must go, he knows a lot more than I do. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Laura, and of course, I don't want the data centers. I love our community, and I think it's a fantastic place. But, you know, I've been coming to all these meetings for a long time. And I'll tell you what, I think that our current Berlin Township Board is a breath of fresh air. I really do. They have demonstrated transparency, actively sought to engage the community, responded to inquiries whenever possible, and worked diligently to rectify previous issues. However, the ongoing negativity and conspiracy theories are hindering their ability to serve the township effectively. Let's take a moment to appreciate the positive changes they have made and the goals they are striving to accomplish. We hear all the nice stuff that they have done, and we have no idea, and Neil, I might choose to believe that they are not for the data centers, and I might be up, but I'm just saying. I noticed some concerning comments and threats circulating on social media. As someone who works with children, I understand it's easy to speak harshly when anonymity is involved without considering the repercussion of those words. I encourage everyone to collaborate with the Berlin Township Board and focus on the fact at hand. Together, we can foster a more supportive and constructive environment, but together. And if you think it's okay, you know, I understand when you said that, you know, your Mazarin family isn't, but then it should be, nobody should be making those threats to you, to any of you, to anyone. And it's so easy to do, but I just hope that we take a look and really find the facts. If you want to know, please, as Mary Jo said, contact one of the trustees, talk to them directly. But that's what you need to do. All right? Have a nice day.
Any other comments?
Please don't let that data center be built in here.
We have no announcements on tonight's agenda, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'd like to adjourn the meeting at 7:41 on Tuesday, May 31st, 2023.